I am the executive director and head coach for an organization, a small social enterprise called TexFX. And I coach and train beginner athletes to achieve endurance events. As I was approaching 40, I was challenging myself to run a marathon. It was a bucket list item. I just wanted to see if I could do it, what I could do to push myself.
To the right shoulder, push that elbow back.
And I had actually run a marathon with another group that fundraised for a different cause. And I'm like, I want to do this. I want to keep running, but I want to raise funds for children, abused and neglected children. And so I sought out SAFE. I went to the shelter, I toured, I talked to the executive director, and they just have the children, their care foremost in mind with what they've been through, how to triage, how to take care of their emergency situation, and how to help them heal through their trauma.
Raised $5,596.
I was inspired by my two sisters and a stepsister. My one particular sister, Eve, she and her husband were foster parents. They started a foster home in East Texas. I was just amazed that my sister, who was only 23, and her husband would have that calling and actually achieve this. Tragically, Eve lost her life. And I didn't know it then, but I was just continually so inspired by what she had done that at some point, somehow, I needed to step up and do something in her honor.
His sister and I were married. In 1983, Eve passed away. Gary and I have always remained close through that aspect. I didn't know until many years later that we were the inspiration, that Eve was the inspiration, as well as myself, for him to get involved with the children's shelter. He doesn't know it, but he's an inspiration to me.
David Walker, I'm Gary Walker's uncle. He was very close to his dad, and when his father died, he was really on his own because he already lost his mother, and he and I became even closer. I think he kind of looked at me as the one surviving family member that he could depend upon and come closer to, and that's what we did. I'm very proud of Gary. He's been quite an example for the Walker family. He's a fine Christian man. He's always been in the service for others, always seeking ways to help out others, and we love him very much.
He has always been kind. He's always exuded compassion. He's always been friendly. He's always been self-effacing. Like the Bible says, put others before yourself.
When I think of Gary, I think of a friendly, kind, compassionate person. He certainly is has a lot of humility, and he gives the Lord the credit for helping him do what he does.
The first word that comes to mind is caring. He cares about people, he cares about the world, and he doesn't want to see anybody hurt.
Gary is very, approachable. There's something that he feels passionate about, like the children's shelter or doing something good in the world. He has tenacity, and he's like a marathon runner. He doesn't give up, he doesn't quit.
I'd have to say Gary's a very humble individual. I love you. I mean, I'm very proud of you. You've done fantastic. I mean, with your life, overcome many, many, many obstacles that I don't know that personally I could overcome.
Gary, I am so proud of you for accomplishing this feat. You deserve all the recognition that you're being given.
Gary, I'm so proud of you for this work that you've been doing. He stayed with it, and I love you for that.
Thank you for being who you are, and thank you for being honest always
If David and I had had a son, we would have wanted our son to be just like you. We're so very proud of you.
Couldn't be prouder. Very well deserved. Long time coming, I think.
When a person works this hard, they deserve to be recognized.
It's just an honor to know him.